and welcome to episode 3 of Curiosity Builds. My name's Trevin, and we are going to try to build something with AI. And we're going to do it intentionally, curiously, preserving critical thinking, and allowing our motivation and thought process to drive what we create, but using these amazing AI tools and technologies that are being developed and improved upon as we speak, and seeing what they can do and what they can do in the hands of somebody who doesn't know coding, doesn't have a deep history with the tech industry at all, but is very curious, very interested in AI and what it can do, is very worried about what we're outsourcing when we do things with AI, and very uh, concerned about the impacts it's going to have on society if we don't get in front of it with an intentional focus, allowing, uh, you know, our ability to articulate what we want with curiosity and intention to drive what we want to make. So you'll see me prompting and figuring out what I'm doing and making lots of mistakes and trying to create something. The last couple of episodes, we worked on my website, which it's right here. This is Borderless Wire. The goal of this is you should be able to click into a country and then get a little bit about the country from Wikipedia, like it is right now, and some news sources that are from that country specifically and translated into the language that you can read. That's a lot, and we have to investigate a lot of things that go into that, not just how to create it, but how to make it work legally, which is fun. I'm really curious if we can do that. But right now, that's a lot. So we're just going to do one thing, which is clean this up over here a little bit on this side. So this is definitely not what we want it to look like in the end state. This is just the scaffolding. Right now, it's got the about, it's got news, which has nothing, but it's very unclear that you can click this. It doesn't look very nice. This whole thing doesn't look very nice. So we're just going to try to do a little bit of a facelift. We'll try to get started over here. I'm going to keep a preview of the build if I can get it up here. I should be able to open a browser here. Many ways to do it. And then we can put the local preview. So here's the Borderless Wire. I could put the website in there, but we want to see what we're actually doing. So I've got it already launched here on localhost. It's not quite as crisp, but this will allow us to see kind of in real time the changes that we're making or trying to make. So we're going to go there and pull it up. Hooray! Here it is. But I kind of want it to be its own. I wanted to split this, actually. I think I can do that there. And I can do that there. And that way I can leave this here. So anybody who's popping in or wants to look at something to read while I do this, they've got it. Because there is a little bit of waiting that goes on sometimes. So I'm in Cursor. This is a terminal. This is the preview of what we're trying to work on here. And this is basically ChatGPT sitting over here on the side as an agent. I'm going to put it into planning mode. So it will think about what it's doing before it does it. And we can read it and think about what it's doing before it does it. And it can ask us some questions if it does. Has them. So I want to get, the thing is on this preview, like, how do you scroll over? I don't even know how to scroll over there to see that side of the website. I have to like pull this over. And do you even see that when the card pulls up? You don't. I wonder. Yeah, you have to scroll all the way over there. Look at that. Okay. Well, we've done it, kind of. Little bit. Little bit. I don't know about this, but we can shrink it down. I've got it in Markdown here. Hello. Hello. Okay. Now, terminal prompting. GPT 5.2 codecs. I use Speak because it is how I like to talk. Talking naturally to these LLMs works for me. And you do you. Don't get too worked up over prompting perfectly, but do get worked up over how you prompt and what you say, and try to get better at it. Learn from what you're doing. It is not very good at intuiting complex feelings, thoughts, emotions, wants, or needs. So you need to be prescriptive and descriptive. And don't be lazy. Sometimes you might want to find something, you're not doing the best job articulating it, and it gives you kind of what you're looking for, but not quite. And you settle. Come on, you're training it, and you're training yourself. So try to articulate as best you can. That being said, watch me do some really horrible speaking to this thing and failing over and over again. But we'll try. I want to get the card feature on the side of the Borderless Wire website that shows the country profile to look nicer. Right now, it's very rudimentary and basic. The whole UX design is pretty flat. The first thing I want to try to do is make it more clear that the about and the news are clickable. And when you do that, you're going to open up this kind of accordion drop down of the different information. I want to make the buttons look more modern, maybe rounded, not so harsh and boxy, but they also need to have kind of a dynamic pop up or pull out when you're hovering above them, just subtle so you know that they're clickable. Additionally, I think making them smaller or centering the text would look better. I don't know if about or news is exactly what I want it to say either. Let me pause for a second there. Um, so yeah, I think because from Wikipedia, I wonder what it's bringing up. That's something to be investigated. So for now, I think we're gonna have it called. Let's change about to say quick facts, and then the open Wikipedia at the bottom needs to be in a similar style to the buttons above. I also don't know why we're splitting the card in half on the side of the page. It should just be able to extend down as far as it needs to. All right, we'll see what plan it does. So I'm going to push that in there and it's going to plan away. And then while it's thinking, it will give us some information here that we can take a look at. Eventually, it'll throw a plan out that we can see and then agree with or disagree, give it feedback on. So we'll let it do its thing here and see what it comes up with. Planning the next moves. So it's asking questions already. I couldn't find the Borderless Wire country profile card in this repo. Where does the Borderless Wire website locate repo path and what route file holds the country profile card? It's in this repo, but I'm not sure where for sure. For the button labels, do you want to rename about to quick facts or also rename news? And if so, to what? Uh, no, quick facts only. Okay. I hope it's in this repo. We'll see. We will probably have to switch over to our pal Claude if it's having trouble locating this. I worked today to try to get this solved and set up with Daniel because I'm not sure what happened. I'm sure it's something I did to mess it up. But just getting the correct repo files on my computer, so what I'm doing matches what's been pushed. So when I make a change here, it makes the change here and all the other changes stay. And you know there's a lot of sequencing that you need to understand. It's not just letting AI do everything for you, and even if it is doing everything for you, you need to understand what it's doing at some level so that way you can do your own QA and you don't get caught up, or you don't get caught with your pants down looking foolish because you let something get created in your name that you didn't have full look at. Okay, there we go. So it's opening up, extending a little longer on this one. Maybe it is more dynamic than I thought. What route URL shows the country code by file? Wait, sure. I can provide the route URL. I'm not sure. Can you search by another clue? Yeah, I wonder. We could go look in the files, but I'm just not sure. Let's do that. No extra clues. Maybe this is even called the country card. Could be called something else. It could be called something else. One way we can investigate what this is we can go over to the actual website and I can left click and look at inspect. And look, there's the actual code. It's the guts of the website. I didn't know this until someone showed me this recently. And even now, I'm not 100% sure what 95% of this does. So we'll be, probably saying things that don't make sense to anybody. But we can look at what this highlights and see what it's kind of called. And this can help us perhaps give clues. And this is my own investigation, right? I'm not 100% sure that this is what we want to do. But I think what I'll do is have it highlighted there, and then I'll take a screenshot. And the screenshot will capture everything, including all of the code. And our dear agent over here can read it. So I'm going to copy this screenshot. Okay. And we're going to go over here. Other. I'm going to paste that in there. See? So I put a screenshot below that has the website open with the inspect out. Hopefully you can glean from this what that might be called. I'm not sure if this will work. Can you share the file or component name shown in the React Dev Tools or the URL in the app so I can locate the card implementation in this repo? Share the file component name shown in the React Vue DevTools. Interesting. Well, I don't know, dear. I think we might have to ask Claude to do this for us. But even then, I'm not sure Claude's going to know how to do this correctly. So what I've got to do is look for the files here. And I'm going to pull them up on a separate screen because that's how my computer's set up. And besides, can't show you all the secrets, can I? Okay, so I'm going into the Borderless Wire app. Let's see what that pulled up. Oh, I didn't pull up anything there. Pull up anything here? No. Let's see this script. Maybe it's called something else. So you can't find anything about the country profile section of the website. Maybe it's not called a card. There's nothing you can see in the repo. The repo destination. Oh, my goodness. You know what's happening? It says I'm in Hypandra. I think that could be why. Hold on. Is it that? Let's just see here. D. So if I were to, well, let's see. Am I just try this all over again, bro? No, I'm not. You can see me fail live. So I opened this while I was doing something. I did something else before for Hypandra, and then I started to do this, and I did not switch out of where I am. So it's looking in Hypandra right now. So I think I could probably get this to move over to my directory. I did change the directory in the terminal, but I didn't change like the repo that it's looking at. So let me see if I can do this. So let's see if GPT can handle this. I accidentally started you in another repo. So the correct path is going to be the following. It's going to be desktop slash projects slash CB slash builds slash borderless wire. Oop, do, 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 do. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh, I guess we don't put that in there, huh? Yes. Eh? Oh, wow. Hullabaloo. There you go. Take that instead. So we'll see if it understands that and if it is able to change over. If not, I'm just going to have to relaunch this um, from the correct project. Basically, what I did is I moved over to work on this. I changed the terminal directory, but I didn't switch over from the Hypandra project to my borderless wire project. So it was having trouble finding stuff, I believe. Um, so it's either going to look in there and read everything and we can keep working, or it's going to make me switch over. It might be better to switch over just for cleanliness. Maybe Daniel is hearing that and screaming right now. Yes, please do that. But I'm not sure. The laziness in me is telling me to stay here if it lets me, right? Yeah, I think it is just going to make the plan. Nice. Groovy, groovy. So, yeah, sometimes I get excited, you get excited, and you move around too fast. I should have switched over so I wasn't in this. Um, but now that it found everything, it knows what to do, right? It knows exactly what it's doing. Oh, and it's also putting its plan over here. That's right. So it's telling us what it's going to do now that it's made the plan. So review and adjust the country UI card. It found the files, replace the tabs layout with accordion state, update the trigger button styling, remove the height for the scroll area so the card content can extend naturally. If the slide rail is visually clipping, adjust the rail. And then it gives so basically this is what it's going to do, how it's going to do it. So refactor the country card in the accordion, unify the modern pill button styles with the hover lift, that little uh, animation thing I was mentioning in the beginning, and removed fixed heights, confirmed side rails not clipping. So let's give it a go, see what happens, and we will hopefully have some updates here. Nice, right? So instead of panicking, I did panic a little bit, but instead of like, oh no, I've just got to start over and maybe even film this video again, you just got to be articulate, slow down, pause, think about what you should do. And maybe it is cancel this and restart, but maybe there's a way around it. And we just found one because we were able to explain what was going on to the agent. Now, does that mean it's going to come out perfect, wonderful right away? Maybe sometimes. Getting better at that, getting better at making this stuff faster. Definitely helps if you start to learn keywords and phrases and things that are repetitive. Yeah, we will allow those. Things that are repetitive. So that way, when you are speaking, you can arrive there quicker because instead of describing something, I'm able to throw in a keyword. Maybe it's not something that's common, uh, common verbiage or something that people would understand only in the coding world. But you pick it up if you pay attention and you, apply. And then that makes this even more powerful and faster, and you a better master of AI and the things it can do. And let's not forget, we are building some awesome stuff, and this is basically the future of coding, it seems. But AI does so many more things besides allow you to code. That's what we're focused on here. So it's working on it. It's already, look at that, it's already rounded this. So it looks better. It's showing a drop down arrow, which makes more sense. Yeah, we like it. Open Wikipedia makes sense a little bit, but Yeah, we're getting there. So that's kind of the first run of this. Test run not requested. If you go to the accordion, allow only one section open, no collapse, or tweak it to hover. So this lets only one section be open at a time. Yeah, I think. Yeah. I think I want the border to not look so harsh, and I don't want it to butt up so close to the bottom of the text, especially on the news tab. So give that a little cleanup. And then also, let's add something that makes the open to Wikipedia button a little more obvious, that it's a clickable link that jumps out. I like that it matches the design of the other two buttons, but it's just not obvious that it's going to jump out necessarily. Even though it does say open Wikipedia, it's just, I don't know, maybe add a color behind it or something. So I was not very succinct there, which is fine because, sometimes you're thinking about it as you go. I know what I want, but I might make little adjustments as we go, as we learn, and as we kind of explore what could be possible. And so trying to just make this look, it already looks better. This already looks way better. Do you remember what it looked like before? We can go look at it, what it looked like before. We've got the original site up. Let's look at Canada. Canada. And let's look at Canada on our new thing. All right, look at that. All right. It's all boxy and blech. Wow, so wonderful and modern with the no corners. Anyway, I like it, right? Uh did this make it more clickable? It's still working on it, it looks like. Still working on it. I think I uncollapse this. There we go. Now has a subtle primary tint in the background. Does it though? Does it? Let's look at the local preview. Give me Canada. Yeah, I don't think so. Refresh it. I don't think so. I can't tell. I am colorblind, but I don't think it's there. So, first of all, I don't see any color change unless it's super subtle and I'm just not seeing it. I think there's something blocking it. Additionally, I don't see the little like pull out animation or pull out effect when you hover above quick facts or news or open Wikipedia to begin with. And that was part of the original plan, or should have been. And now it's going to think about what it's done and make some course corrections here. That should have been enough context, and this should be good enough to commit and call a good day for adding a feature. A little cleanup on the side here. If you still don't see it, tell me which surface it's web or extension, and I'll patch the underlying. Web. That is true. This started out as an extension and may still be, but we need to make sure that we specify because it's going to have a couple of different views. At least to it, it will have a couple of different views. Not necessarily what we're seeing out here. Quick fact. Oh, there we go. Look at that. It's already doing something. Okay. It's not showing us like these global styles, overriding button backgrounds. I can inspect that next and adjust. It is, yeah. We go to Wikipedia Philippines. No sources. It did do a shadow under the button. But what I want, you know what I meant, is when you hover over it, it moves. So, okay. I see the shadow that you added to the back of the buttons. That's not exactly what I was going for. What I was alluding to and should have been more specific is when my cursor is over the top of any of the accordion or clickable buttons. I want those buttons to expand slightly to give a little actual motion so it pulls forward. Additionally, I don't like how pulled up the bottom of the box is underneath the news button. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Canada. All right. Planning next week's got to switch the hour. Scale up. Scale up. That's right. I think I did know that. We don't want to open up Wikipedia. I guess we can. Canada. There you go. Pronounce scale up. I'm not really seeing it. Let's go over here and take a look. Hmm. Yeah. Refresh it. No. I'm not really seeing any of the changes you made. I think there might be something blocking the view or it's too subtle. Do a thorough inspection before you make any changes and assumptions. All right. Let's see here. All right. It's finally doing some stuff here. Deeper inspection. Look at that. That's right. Look at that. There's the things we were talking about. I was wondering, like, hey, I'm pretty good at describing what I want here, and even though I didn't get the scale up thing correct. I love it. All right. Okay. Little refresh. Libya. Yeah, okay, it does there's a little bounce to the name, but I want it to be a little more pronounced. No, this is great. You've done a pretty good job here, but I want the scale up motion to be a little more pronounced, and the Wikipedia tint isn't showing up. I don't believe. Oh, it is actually. I lied. Call me a liar. We'll delete that. We'll delete that for it. Okay. Yeah, yeah. All right. So we'll go ahead and commit that, and then I will move on to the next feature, which will be in the next video. Which will be in the next video. Yeah, there we go. Look at that bounce. There we go. I love it. Okay. Commit this. We spelled that great. Uh, it should still understand. There we go. Running through all the stuff. So now it's saving everything for moi. Yes, yes, yes. And we'll walk through a pull request in the next video, I believe. So yeah, we've committed this, it's saved, and I'll be moving on to the next stuff. There's some uncommitted changes from some other stuff, but I don't have to worry about that for now. Well, thanks for watching. If you've got some feedback, how I could have done something better or quicker, or you have a question, let me know. Have a good day and stay curious. Oh, and don't forget to commit.